What's the word, amigos and amigas? If you can hear my voice, you are tuned into the Bungalow. And if you lean towards your speaker a little more, you can hear my personal bullfighter mariachi band. Ole! If you can hear my voice, you are tuned into the Bungalow. And if you lean towards your speaker a little more, you can hear my
What's going on, guys?
mariachi band. Ole!
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here right now. I got okay, there we go. Welcome to the Bungalow. Hello.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
I'm just gonna say good morning.
Don't say that.
Let me
Or almost afternoon.
show you our guest here today. Right here to the right. I don't know if it's a different orient for you guys. The red shirt almost looks pink. Joey right here. This is our paramedic, EMT, licensed. I don't know what all the technical terms are. And then to the left of him with the 4-star hat, we got Mr. Kyle.
Yeah,
What's going on?
it's a pleasure being here.
Great.
I had to scrape that bottom of that barrel pretty good to get me here.
Yeah, I was kind of getting low on some guests, so I had to scramble for the last second and
save the best for last.
Basically, yeah, I had to.
No, there was
The best for
there was
last,
no best
whatever.
in there.
Okay, so you know how we started off. Just want to talk to you guys about some things that we're doing. Let me show you real quick. Okay, so here's the ACOM company. There's some shirts that we're making. Like I said before, let me get close to this mic. Like I said before, we were just kind of gathering together the people, we run into, and they have a lot of interesting things that they do. Like Martin, he was our last. Martin and Nick were on our last podcast. They're usually supposed to be in here, but having it be Easter Sunday, people are a little bit busy. So they had some things to do, but here are some shirts that we have. All sizes are in. Check it out. Sweet. And also, want to show you guys the Gentleman's Goods Company Beard Balm again. This is basically a facial hair product for men. It goes into your beard, your mustache, maybe even your nose hairs. Hey Kyle, why don't you hold one of those up to the camera, man? Oh wait, it's focusing.
Oh, see, look at that.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Okay, so there's a 2-ounce tin that he has. So this is it right here. This is the hello. Dude, don't look at my fingernails. They're all bitten up. Okay.
Sorry about that.
So that's the beard balm. This is what it looks like. Kind of looks like just some like lip balm as well. It's all natural, so it's made with unrefined beeswax. That kind of gives it its hold, and it comes with some vitamin E in it, as well as some jojoba oil, which is when we looked it up. It says it's really beneficial for your facial hair follicles. So if you start the beneficial aspect of it right there at the root, what comes next?
Start at the root.
Start at the root, okay, at the tip, So that's how we do it. So it definitely makes your hairs enriched. They're like, my hairs will get super black. I'll do a little demo for you guys. So this was in my car, so it's a little soft. Sometimes if it's cold outside, it'll be like hard. But you could just scratch at it if you want to. Everybody kind of finds their own way. I have this customer of mine that he actually takes his beard brush and he kind of pokes at it, and then he'll put it throughout, so it kind of puts it evenly. So I just put them on my fingertips like so. Just put them in, and then apply throughout, and put it all over your beard, all over that. It makes it look good, makes it hold it. Woo! Dang, so crispy. Shoot. Never looks so good. Smells good too. It has cedarwood oil in it.
Yeah.
Kyle, what else does it have in it?
It's got cedarwood oil in it. It has lavender, a little bit of lavender in there, and if I remember right, a little bit of clove bud oil.
It does.
Just a little smidgen.
It does, yeah.
Just for the essence.
That's right. So so good stuff. Gentleman's Goods Company, Beard Bomb. Hit us up. I have my email, or I'll put it on there. It's BecerraJoel1313@gmail. And any other things you guys want to attach to that, whether it be questions about the podcast, or if you want to be a guest, or if you want to sit in, write us an email and we'll kind of figure out what you're about and we'll have you on the show. So, without further ado, let me show you. I was kind of showing you guys the process of what we do here. So this is like us cooking. This is what's that pot called? A double cooker?
Boiler. Yeah,
double boiler. Okay, so here we have a double boiler, so it doesn't kind of burn the substance that we're doing. So it kind of melts it all together in a nice even way. We have all our stuff laid out. There's a nice ripe pair of bananas, as you can see.
Those were delicious. I enjoyed those.
And this is us packaging it. That's what it looks like. It looks all crazy. We kind of fill up the pots. And this is our display case. So if you're a barbershop looking for carrying facial hair products, I know pomade is pomade's very popular right now. There's like Layrite, Suavecito. We're actually going to be coming out with our own brand. But, facial hair is something that hasn't really been hit. So we kind of feel like we can get into that market. And if you do have a barbershop or you're a barber, you want to carry it, get in contact with us and we'll get you either some samples, or if you guys want to buy some, let us know. Sweet. Okay, so here we are, Mr. Joey and Kyle as the guests.
Yeah,
in the corner. So, let's start out with a little video, kind of show a background on what Joey does out there. Or actually, I have like a little serious little test that they do. I don't know if this is something that you've gone through. I guess you can say if you have or not. But yeah, check it out real quick.
They were having dinner and then they started watching TV. Grandpa passed out. Can't revive them. They're at home.
Okay. I'm going to come on scene. I've got my BSI on. Is my scene safe?
It is.
Okay. Do I have all my necessary resources with me?
You do.
Okay. So, do I see or hear anything that clues me to a traumatic arrest?
No.
Okay. Any obvious signs of a non-resuscitatable death?
No.
Okay. Coming up, the family's doing CPR. I'm going to have them stop doing CPR. Is the patient alert to my presence?
No.
Okay. Sir, my name's Jason. I'm a paramedic. Can you hear me?
No. Patient's unconscious.
Unconscious. Sternal rub. Does he respond to pain?
No.
Okay. So I'm not worried about traumatic arrest, so we're going to do a head tilt chin lift. Is the airway patent?
The airway is open, no obvious obstructions.
Okay. Look, listen, feel for breathing. Is the patient breathing?
No.
Okay. So we're going to insert an OPA. Does the patient accept this adjunct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to have my bag valve mask with high flow O2. Do I have good compliance and chest rise?
You do.
Okay, I'm going to pass it off to my airway partner. I'm going to check for a carotid pulse. Do we have
No
a pulse? No pulse. Okay, so we're going to start CPR at compressions 30 to 2
This guy's in bad shape.
5 cycles. I'm going to expose the patient of the clothing, and I'm going to start hooking them up to my monitor. Asking the family for histories, allergies, and medications. What do I get?
Apparently, Grandpa's had a heart attack about 3 years ago. The doctor has him on aspirin therapy. He is also an insulin-dependent diabetic.
Okay.
They say he's taking Viagra.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Grandpa's still getting it in, man.
I think we cut off right when he said he was still taking Viagra. So, first question. How many mannequins have you put your mouth on? That's definitely what I want to know.
Zero.
We
We are really good about not doing that. Or in school, at least. Yeah, we use that yellow bag, the bag valve mask. That's like part of our equipment, so we just use that all the time.
Is it like there's like a plastic sheet that you put over his mouth?
Well, there's like a triangular thing. You just put it over their mouth, and the bag attaches to that, and you squeeze the bag, and the bag delivers the oxygen into the patient.
My first question is, how many mannequins have you put your mouth on in your personal life?
6.
Okay. Now that we're clear.
Latex, skin to latex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For
No,
work,
I'm just kidding.
0. Personal life.
Honestly, I think 0.
Oh.
I don't think I ever have.
Yeah.
It's not
They're
for
pretty.
everyone. It's not for everyone.
The instructors are really good about making sure that you don't do that, just because like you don't want to pass on any germs and stuff like that. So.
Pathogens.
Yeah.
I know the word pathogen.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah,
Write
put that
that
in your
down.
notes, dude.
Okay. We'll look that up later.
Yeah. So yeah, no. I don't think I've put my mouth on any mannequins before.
I took I was actually last year or a couple years back. I was taking this wind turbine technician class, and they had us do some CPR. So I'm actually CPR certified, just to let you know, so I can do some resuscitation. And I don't know what else. Oh, a defibrillator. I know that.
Okay.
They had one of those we practiced on, so
Alright.
that was pretty cool. I mean, that's probably like your basic entry.
Yeah,
That's
but
what's
like, I'd highly recommend anybody that's not CPR and like AED certified to get it, because defibrillation is like key to like getting that heart started again when somebody has gone into like cardiac arrest. So I'm sure you see AEDs like they're used like in airports, gyms. I don't know. Some people said obviously they have them in hospitals, but yeah, once those get placed and in use, there's a lot higher chance of the patient or victim, whatever, coming out of cardiac arrest. Because other than that, they're pretty much doomed. But
So what was it before? Like what? Say before the defibrillator, or when does that kind of come into play as far as like the mobile versions of them? Because now they have like these little packs that they just have stickers for, and they just put them on. But before it was like the look out.
Before it was the paddles.
Do they still have those?
They use them in the hospitals pretty much, but in the field, like we all have just the pads.
Or
Yeah, and it's funny because there's this old like technique called the precordial thump, where one of my instructors actually used it once, a long time ago. But you pretty much there's like a certain distance you have to get away from the chest, and you just like punch them, and it like, kind of like shocks their heart in a way. Yeah, it worked. It worked.
if you didn't have the defibrillator,
would I try it?
no, is that what you're
Oh
saying?
yeah,
So if you didn't have that, then you straight just sock somebody in their chest.
yeah.
Have you done
Nowadays,
that?
probably no, I haven't.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Are you trained to do that?
No, I probably wouldn't, but it'd be kind of cool because one of my instructors did it and it worked. Like the guy just like came out of cardiac arrest. So.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. So what things are you certified in? Like what?
Oh, as a paramedic?
What are there? Like saying like maybe a police academy, there might be steps to whether you're whatever. You're sergeant. You move up the line. Are there the same steps in becoming a paramedic or being a paramedic?
Not really. It's all about just education. Like you go to EMT school, which is like usually like 4 months or 1 semester. I went to Mount Sax, and then after EMT school, you have to get experience, which usually it's about 6 months to a year or 2,000 hours, which most paramedic schools require. So you got that experience, and then you apply for paramedic school, and paramedic school averages about 7 months to where I went was 14 months. It's kind of long. I went through RCC, and you just go through paramedic school, and then when you get out, like you're certified or licensed paramedic. You have to take like national tests, and then like that one guy that was taking that test, I had to do that, and then
What was that like? Was it is that kind of like a make or break spot? Like if you didn't pass that sort of test, like you would have to start all over again, or you would, what is that?
You pretty much have to start all over again. Like they have on their grading sheet, it says like, oh, did they do this? Yes or no? Did they do this? Yes or no? Maybe it's not pass or fail. But like, yeah, you can only get so many no's, so many misses, because there's a whole like algorithm that you have to follow, and
as far as like, is the patient responding to you? And then the scenarios.
Yeah, and then like you give this medication, what happens? What do you do? So yeah, it's just like it was a pretty big test it was a series of tests actually. That was just only one of them, but yeah, you do like all your national testing, which there's like a skills set of testing, and then there's like the written test, and then once you pass both of those, then yeah, you get your licensing, and then you can go further on as a paramedic. Like you can be like a critical transport paramedic or flight paramedic, but those all require like extra classes to take, and yeah, you kind of just progress in that whole thing.
So is there after you go through your schooling and you're certified, is there like a type of like an apprenticeship or internship where you go out with like a seasoned veteran paramedic per se?
Yeah. Towards the it's like the last segment of paramedic school. You do an internship, where you get paired up with like a paramedic that's already in the field.
Yeah. And
they pretty much just like watch over you, make sure you don't like kill anybody, and they just let you do your thing. Because that's where you like develop your own rhythm. Because every paramedic has like their own kind of way of getting stuff done. So yeah, you kind of figure that out in your internship. Like I did mine. I had to do like half of mine in Palm Springs with AMR, and my other half I did it in Temecula with the fire department. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, there's two different worlds, dude, because you got Palm Springs where you got like
a lot of old people there.
Yeah, a lot of old. Well, it's like south of the 10. It's like a lot of
walking
old people
down the street,
yeah.
breaking bones.
Yeah, man, it's so funny because like south of the 10, you got like all the nice areas where I would get like heart attacks or like strokes, like freaking trip and fall, old people type of stuff. And you get north of the 10, where I get like a lot of overdoses. It was really ghetto, like north of the 10. So I get like a lot of drug overdoses, like just bums like calling in for like stupid reasons. But it's like two different worlds. And then like going to Temecula, like Temecula is like super nice, and there would get more just like people just complain, like thinking they're having heart attacks where they're just freaking out,
tripping.
Yeah,
stressed out.
Yeah, I got a lot of good like car accidents near the wineries, all the wineries there in Temecula.
So what is that like? Everybody just coming back from like having a good day in the wine, and they're just getting some sort of DUI accident.
Yeah, they're on the what's that road, like Rancho California or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
The one that goes through all the wineries. Okay. That was like a big highway where people used to always crash.
Yeah, look that up. I'll avoid that place.
It's like
just saying.
Yeah,
Temecula Parkway.
Yeah, one of those. I forgot which one. But yeah.
Okay, so it's Temecula, Palm Springs. Where else have you?
And now where I'm currently at is Orange County.
Is that like? Is Orange County like the most kickback spot out of the three that you've been to, or what was the weirdest spot that you guys went to?
Yeah, Orange County is definitely the most laid back, I think. Where like right now, like I work like 12-hour shifts, and I'll run like 3 or 4 calls a night. I work nights. When I was in Palm Springs, I worked a 12-hour shift. It was like 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and I would run like 10 to 13 calls a day, and it was brutal, dude. Because like when I was out there, it was between the months of like I think it was like June to like the end of August. So every day was like at least 110, 115. And I'm a big sweater too, and like I was freaking sweating all day long, dude. And like running different types of calls, especially like the off the 10 freeway, like all the car crashes. Like I just be drenched, dude. It's so hot. And then like another thing you have to keep in mind is like the pavement is even hotter than it is out like where you're standing. So it's like you've got these patients like lying on the floor in the burning hot cement. So like they don't even care about whatever injuries they have. All they want to be is off the floor. So you kind of have to rush your assessment and get them like onto like a backboard at least real quick, and then you can like continue on with that. But I'd say Palm Springs was definitely the most insane.
So on top of their regular injuries, they on top of that they got like 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, dude, from just laying on it,
like boiling off.
Yeah, from just like laying on the gravel, dude. Oh man, it was crazy because like they would have like a broken limb. And they wouldn't even think about it, dude. They'd just be like, "Oh, just get me off this floor. Just get me off this floor." And then, like, once I get them off, they're like, "Oh, my arm, oh, my arm." They're like, then they'll remember what they're really
They're
called.
like, "Hey, dude,
That's
you
when
got, you got AC in that van, dude? Just let me in, bro."
That's when you just pull one of their legs off onto the pavement and forget about their arm again.
Yeah, exactly. Just toastered leg.
Well, you've seen like those like newscasts where they go into the tar or the what is it, like the tar mats for the, I don't know, different military bases or whatever. Anywhere there's a blacktop and they like cook eggs on those things. Like those are out in those kind of spots.
Tarmac.
Yeah. And what about 29 Palms? Have you gone out there?
I didn't go that far. No, I was pretty much just in like Palm Springs. What else is out there? Cathedral City, kind of.
Cathedral City. Did you ever work out there?
What's that?
No.
What's that, like, super richy area?
I don't know much about Palm Springs.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. Or Desert Hot Springs, I went there too, or I covered that area too.
Any drownings in the desert?
Actually, no. No, there was no really. They didn't really have houses with pools. Most of the like
Heat stroke.
pool, for days, dude. People just lounging in the pool, just like toasting and like not realizing they're not drinking. So they'll get up and just like, whoa, what the heck? And like
Or they are drinking.
Oh yeah, they're drinking the good stuff.
And
They're not drinking.
just
They're not
Yeah.
drinking the H2O.
Yeah, I know. So they'll stand up and be like super just discombobulated and then call us. It was a lot. Unfortunately, there's like a lot of homeless out there, and you get the old people that kind of like walk around in the morning time when they should, and they'll like spot, because the nights get super cold, the days get super hot. They'll spot a bum that's like laying down on the side of the road, call 911, and unfortunately, like they'll already be dead. Yeah. Like,
wow.
Yeah, because like they don't really have any shelter, you know, so they're just kind of trying to find like a bush or something to stay warm, and like they'll call us, and then I got like.
So are you saying that when they find somebody, are they froze to death, or are they heated to death?
Majority for me it was heated, pretty much heat, I think, because it was toward like the end of the day. Yeah, most of them were like toward the end of my shift, so it was like during the day.
They just be toasted.
Yeah.
Is
like,
there? I mean, like when you look around, like the Inland Empire area, or any I guess any city really, then you could kind of. There's a lot of places for people to kind of hide. I would have to imagine that Palm Springs isn't that case.
Yeah.
They have like little established spots, and then it's desolate.
Yeah,
Desert.
it's a lot of desert, dude. There's really not much. Like the only real shade you get is like either in your home or like the resorts, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's all just open fields, like super hot. No real shade. Like it's pretty crappy.
So then what you're saying is, if I was homeless, don't go to Palm Springs.
Don't go to Palm
Just
Springs.
avoid Palm Springs.
Use your
altogether.
energy to walk here not to Riverside, but unless it's wintertime, because in the wintertime, like there's a lot of, it's cool out there, but
Just
Okay,
save
so
up
let's-
for bus tickets. That's
Yeah.
what I'm just a
save up for bus tickets.
nomadic bum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to NorCal, dude.
All right, so let's take it back to the beginning then. The beginning of Joey. So after high school, what was it like going through? What did you do exactly after high school? Did you go immediately right into there, or not?
No, dude. I actually, because we were in the drum line together in high school, and my aunt's like friend that she grew up with was a band director at Mount Sac, so he actually offered me like a scholarship to play in his band. So my first year out of high school, like I played for Mount Sac's like wind ensemble for like a year, and it was all free. Like, it was pretty dope. All I had to do was just like take his classes and then like take my general ed. So yeah, I did that, and then I actually jumped into paramedic school like halfway. I mean, not EMT school, like halfway through that year, and so I did the band thing. It was fun because we toured, went to like Hawaii, we played at like the Walt Disney Concert Hall, did a lot of shows and stuff. And then, and then finally went to EMT school there at Mount Sac. I didn't pass the first time around because I was snowboarding a lot. I think that was that winter we snowboarded like 3-4 times a week, dude.
Remember we went to Tahoe.
Yeah.
Was that kind of
Yeah, it was like around that time.
Dude,
Yeah.
Tahoe, if anybody ever gets a chance to snowboard in Tahoe, I mean, thank God my my sister-in-law, she lives out there in Tahoe, so we were able to get hooked up. We got some tickets.
Yeah.
Through her man, which does CHP up there, and he got us lift tickets, and that was like the best snowboarding experience that I've ever been involved in. I mean, just fresh powder.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it was sick, dude. Yeah, so I really didn't spend much time studying that year, so I didn't pass. I did it again, and then passed the second time, and then that's when right after that I started working. I think I was like 19 when I finished EMT school, and then I started working as an EMT, and then got like my hours or whatever, 2,000 hours required.
So you have to get 2,000 hours to what?
To apply for paramedic school,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have at least like 2,000 hours.
So is that right? Is that doing ride-alongs?
No, that's like employed as an EMT.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be like a not full time, but you have to be like employed as an EMT. And then, yeah, like I said, like a lot of paramedic schools have their set amount of requirements as far as hours go. The one where I went was 2,000 hours, which I got it like in working full time. I got it like in 6 months, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't hard to get. And then, and then applied for paramedic school here in Riverside, and then went through their paramedic program. It was like 14 months long. It was really long. Did like it's like didactic, which is all the book work stuff, which is like 4 months, and then clinicals where you like go into hospitals and like do shifts in the ER, and then like I did some shifts like labor and delivery, helped deliver a baby. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I watched that one. So
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah,
it was a mess.
What was that?
Yeah,
Like?
it was. I don't know, dude. It was like it was quick, which was weird because I think this girl was like really young, and it was her first child. So like, oh, this might take a while. And like, there's some medications that they give to kind of speed up the process, but I don't think she wanted it. So they're like, oh, this is probably gonna take a while. So I'm in there like helping out and stuff like that. I didn't get to actually touch the baby because that's all like the doctor's stuff, which I'm cool with. And then yeah, dude just freaking popped out of nowhere, and like it was nuts, man.
And just followed by like a just giant.
Was it already crowning though? Like it was
massive
already
meat.
coming out. Like you're like, okay, we'll wait a little bit, or is that thing just like?
Yeah, it was already crowning. But
So what is it? So you see the head first. You see the top of the baby's scalp, right?
Yeah.
And then you're chilling there, like waiting for a little bit. And
Yeah, and
before
then
you
like-
know it, it was to the neck. It's coming out. The neck was dangling out, dude.
Yeah,
How was
well,
that?
right after the head, because the head is the biggest part. So like right after the head gets out, it's pretty
A slip and
quick. I
slide.
mean, yeah, you just gotta like
yeah.
kind of shovel it. Like you just gotta get one shoulder out and then the other shoulder out, and then just plops out, dude. Yeah, but this doctor was a G.
See, the rod pod. You know Anthony, right?
Oh yeah, he just had his.
They just had his baby,
Yeah.
and him and Tiffany. Kind of same story. I mean, they were due maybe a week before,
Yeah.
and then finally it came to this day where they're like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go, and she's in there ready to go,
Uh-huh.
and it just went quick, dude.
Really?
The way they described it, it was just like, oh, we're here. Okay, let's just get her prep, this and that, and it's like, oh, it's coming. You know, it just slips right out. It was her second one.
Yeah.
We had
So-
a bad doctor then.
Oh, you did? Why it
Oh,
took
man.
forever?
It was just bad all around. They said the baby was going to be like 7 pounds. My daughter ended up being 10 pounds even.
Oh my god.
You know, like she started going into labor. The doctor wasn't even there, so the baby was crowning, and they were like pushing on the head, man, like keeping her in there.
Oh my
And
god.
then she got stuck like halfway out because she was so big.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a bloodbath, man. It was like literally, legitimately, like the scariest time of my life.
Really?
Like,
Were you they only allow in the delivery room just one person to be along with the
I think
mother?
most of the
no,
time.
we had 2,
It was you and who?
me and my mom.
Okay.
So, and it was just bad. Like, legitimately, like the most scared I've ever been in my life. Like the kid came out like dark purple,
Dang.
Yeah. Well, what's
dark purple, like not breathing
Oh, no.
for probably 10-15 seconds afterwards.
Dang.
really?
Yeah, because
That's sketchy.
they like held her up. You know,
Yeah.
she's ready to come, and then they just
They
kind of
waited.
put the stop button on. You know,
What's that? Why would they do that?
because the doctor wasn't there.
No way.
The doctor was not there.
What hospital were you at?
Riverside Community. It was dead. We had a bad doctor. It was just all around bad. Then she got stuck on the way out too, like stuck on like the pelvic bone because she was so big. And my ex isn't a big person. She's like $120 soaking wet, pushing a 10-pound kid out. That's that's not good.
It was funny because Anthony had described what they went through real quick. Same thing. The baby came out pretty purple. I'm not sure if that had any relation with them not breathing or not. He said right away when the baby came out, he took a double take to his wife, because he was like, "That's a dark baby, man." But it was funny, dude. But gave it a few minutes, lightened out a little bit, and he knew it was his. That's cool. Okay, so we actually have our first viewer question.
Nice. I love on that. That means we have a viewer.
now that we have, also too, if anybody has any questions, feel free to either tag me on Instagram at Dude Sheriff. You guys could check it out there. You could write, tag me in there and put a comment on my last post, and then I'll read it. Or you can go to our Google Plus page, which is google.com/the Bungalow. Or no, google.com/the ACOM Co. Man, I better figure it out.
Just random questions going to everybody.
Okay, so it's google.com/plus the ACOM Co blogspot.com. No, that's it. That's it. Google.com/plus the ACOM Co blogspot. And you could post something there on the wall and then we'll read it. We do have one viewer asking a question. So say you're doing this whole thing right now, you're an EMT. Do you go on to some sort of other position as far as like into firefighting, or what are the different external places you can go?
Yeah, man, like with a paramedic license, dude, you could be like a critical care paramedic, you can be a flight paramedic, you can freaking be a SWAT paramedic, go to the military, do like an army medic.
I think we got left.
You can do you can be a firefighter paramedic. There's a lot of stuff you could do with a paramedic license. I was actually thinking about going to doing the border patrol. You could be a paramedic for the border patrol.
Like the border patrol agents.
Yeah, you could be
like they find people crossing that are passed out from the heat and stuff.
You're employed by the border, so you're a border patrol agent working as a paramedic, but you go out and get the people that have passed out.
Yeah, from like the heat.
Yeah, but
or the coyotes just leave them in the middle of the desert.
Yeah. I thought about that, man, but then it was when like the whole drug. Well, I mean, I know the drug war is still pretty hot, but I was just like, I just thought about it, man. I was like, man, I don't want to get killed like by my own kind, dude. Just like trying to help somebody, because those guys will just shoot for nothing.
The coyotes.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I bailed out of that, but yeah, man, there's so much you could do once you become a paramedic. Like, most people get comfortable just working on an ambulance, which is not really a good habit because the money's not great. It's not really a steady income unless you're like single and just living it up. Then yeah, go for it. But yeah, I mean, I'd say like look into it because there's a lot you could do as a paramedic. It's crazy.
Cool. So what was it that you just said you decided on that you're going to be heading towards?
I actually want to go into being a PA, a physician's assistant, which is like I still got to do the prereqs, which is going to be like 2 years, and then PA school is like 2 years. But once you're out, you're like working alongside a doctor. You do pretty much all the doctor's dirty work without all the responsibility.
And such as what?
And yeah, not that pay. You'll do like a lot of like the not surgeries, but like actually you can help with surgeries. I think do all like the stitches, all the just pretty much everything that the doctor should be doing. They just kind of they just kind of like hand it off to you. And the pay, I mean, the pay is still great. It's not, but the good thing is that you don't get like sued as much and stuff like that. Like all that legal responsibility. It's not
as a paramedic or as the doctor.
As a PA. You don't get sued as much as a doctor.
If you're a PA.
there. Yeah. Like you being a PA, you're working under a doctor.
Yeah, you're not getting sued for malpractice.
Yeah, the doctor, because it's technically like a doctor's supposed to be watching over you.
Because that's one of your main concerns in being a paramedic, right? Is just like making like the first thing, like in this video that we just saw, like the first thing he wanted to make sure like he had consent to either work on the person.
Yeah.
So if the person's unresponsive, how do you go about that?
If the person's unresponsive, then that's it's called implied consent, which means you need help, obviously, and I'm trained to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So there's this Good Samaritan law that it got passed in California. That's a while back, but it pretty much says like as long as you don't do anything to like harm the person and you have the training for it, do what you got to do, and you can't get sued.
So say someone gets hurt on like on a motorcycle or whatever. Because I just recently bought a motorcycle helmet, and it said like first thing on it was like do not remove in case of an accident. Like, would you be able to do something like that, or would you be advised to do something like that?
Like with me as a paramedic, if I had somebody else there, yeah, I could remove it because I'll know like what to look for as far as why not to remove it. But if I'm by myself, then I'm just gonna leave it on and then wait for the paramedics to get there. I won't take it off because like you need at least two sets of hands to take off a helmet like safely without causing any sort of like spinal injury.
And that's always the main concern is like spinal.
Yeah, especially within a motorcycle, dude, because you get tossed around and like your spine can get all jacked up.
Yeah.
So. Well, I'm guessing then you have also the fact if somebody else is there, something does arise.
Yeah.
You have the the backing to say no, everything was done per per the requirements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you just gotta kind of watch. Just make sure you don't like do anything to harm anybody.
Have you ever ran across like a do not resuscitate?
I have, yeah.
What does that explain?
It's weird, man.
Explain what you asked.
Well, it's like like older people, or even younger people, I guess can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like where if something happens like that, they'd rather just go. And just die. Do not resuscitate. Like, don't try to bring me back, type of thing.
Yeah, I have. That's actually one of the first things you'll ask. I mean, in any sort of cardiac arrest, but especially like in nursing homes, because once you're in a nursing home and you're older, pretty much like you haven't given up, but there's really not much else to live for. I mean, you're just you're just waiting for the end now. So they'll get this DNR. It's like a state form pretty much that says if you were to go into cardiac arrest, like not breathing, no heart rate, you don't want anything done to bring you back because there's no point. Like you just want to let them let you go. So pretty much you just go and like you like as a paramedic, like you determine that they're not breathing, they have no pulse. Like, hey, do you have a DNR? Yes, and they'll bring it out. You have to see it. Once you see it, they're like, all right, well.
What's the DNR?
It's like it stands for do not resuscitate. It's pretty much just means that.
And where do they get that from?
The state. Like you fill out this paperwork, like you or your family, like your like power of attorney. Say you're too old to make your own decisions, so you hand off that power to like your daughter.
So they have that ready to go when somebody's aging or ill or whatever.
If they want it, yeah. So you can ask for it, like you can have one written right now if you want.
So if I was ever to become in some sort of state where I couldn't respond and and
you were like pretty much dead, like. You have this paper that says, hey, don't save me.
Okay, so I know it's probably easy, or it probably just gets into some sort of like routine to be very official. But another viewer question that we had was, I'm already assuming that you've come across somebody that you tried to revive and either couldn't.
Uh-huh.
And what were your feelings about that? And were you ever in a position where somebody was dead on the scene and you were able to bring them back to life?
For the first one, I honestly haven't come across anything that like stuck to me as far as like seeing,
not
like,
being
dead
able
people.
to.
Yeah, because like the way that I see it is like I don't see it as like a human being, which is kind of sad, but like I see it as like just like a broken object, and like I have the power to fix it to a certain limit, I guess. And if I can't, then I didn't break it. So, like, I'm just here to fix it, and if I can't fix it, then that's just the course of the world, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
as far as the other one, I have been able to bring people back. As far as them like staying alive, I'm not sure. Because like after a certain amount of time, like you're just like brain tissue and a lot of your organ tissue is just dead. Like, and you're pretty much like the few that I did bring back, like you're pretty much living off of like the medications that they put you on, because there's medications they can give that can literally like keep your heart pumping just by the medication. So once they turn that medication off, then it's game over. So I have brought people back to where they're in that state, and I think for most part, like they'll bring their family and be like, hey, this is the situation, like if we take your family member off these medications, they're gonna die, so do you want to keep them on or just let them go? And then most of the time the family would just let them go. But yeah, I brought like a couple back. It's rare. The only real like common ones to come back are gonna be kids, like the younger crowd, just because they're more healthy, and usually they go into cardiac arrest because of like either like choking or like an asthma attack or like a allergic reaction, which is reversible. They don't have like some crazy like heart disease that adults might have that won't be able to come back, you know. So yeah.
What is what were your thoughts like as far as you finally deciding to become a paramedic, and then what is the reality of like the job actually?
Let me think. Wanting to become a paramedic. I think I decided that when I was like 7 or 8. Probably like 7 or 8, because I had one of my cousins pass away, and ever since then I always like wanted to be like someone to be able to help families get out of that situation. And now that I am a paramedic, I appreciate it because I have the knowledge and like I know that I can make a change. It's not always, I don't always get like, I mean, you can't expect people to appreciate what you do, especially like in this world. Like they think it's supposed to be perfect and whatnot. So we do get treated like trash often. But
by who? The patients?
A lot of times it would be like patients' families
or the family members. Like you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
saving
like you didn't do enough.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
save them.
Yeah. A lot of times it's that, and then nurses don't like us very much
because they think you're not as good as them.
Yeah, it's a big ego game, dude. In the medical field, it sucks.
I mean, definitely, I'd see that in the like in that whole field that you're in. But
yeah,
in reality, I mean, it's really in every field that you're in. Somebody feels like they're better than you.
Yeah, I mean, you're a freaking like cable guy coming in to fix cable, and like a lot of people are like, no, you need to work harder. Like you can fix it, make it work, but it's like, no, there's like nothing I can do. Like, yeah, it is.
Everybody hates me on my job. Everybody. I'm like the guy to hate, basically.
Yeah.
I'm a construction worker babysitter.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the guy that says, no, you didn't do that right. Take it out, redo it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I mean, it's weird that you have to have this like accountability through like any working business anywhere, because if you're talking about a bottom line of a company, everybody's going to make shortcuts.
Yeah.
So you have certain people there that have to look over people's shoulder and say, you're not doing this right. Like imagine a world where we wouldn't have, people like you that are supervising these different construction activities that are going on, and you'd have things falling apart all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Comes down to money.
Yeah. It always does.
Yeah, I guess.
Comes down to how much it costs. Where can I save as much money doing the construction so that I can make as much money from what I've bid out for the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you bid out, say it's going to cost me $1 million, that's what you tell the contractor. It'll cost me $1 million to do this job. For labor, parts, everything. Well, you get that money,
fronted.
Well, not fronted, but you set that out there. Well, then
saying
you do as much as you can to make it as cheap as possible to do. Whether it be cut people down, work people extra while you put other people off, the product, all that stuff. That's why, especially in my field, like there's set codes, like you have to meet a certain requirement to be able to pass. So if you don't, that if you want to cut corners and do it to a lesser quality, then you run that risk of it not passing, and then you have all the extra labor to take all that back out, and then all the extra labor and parts to put it back in right. Because you're not going to pull it out and reuse the same stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're paying somebody to take it out and put it back in.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
gamble.
I don't know why there's this huge. I don't understand why there's this big rivalry between anybody. I mean, we're all here. We're all in the same boat. We're all here on planet Earth. Like that was my thing, and kind of like we were talking about earlier before the show was, the people that I've connected with, I really felt like I've had this bond with, and me and you have known each other for a while. Me and Kyle, we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Way back when, and it's like you guys are still here, and although we may not chill, as often as we did when we were kids,
or
like
I'm on the bottom of that call list.
Yeah, the bottom of the interview call list. You'll be at the top, man. You are at the top.
We're just gonna shovel me down to the bottom
like
of that pack.
I really kind of kept this web of people that I really feel that they have the same mentality as me, and is as much as we can connect, we make our own little internet. You know what I mean? Like same feelings, same opinions. Why is it this way? Mm-hmm. It's very important, and I don't understand when you get to like a professional level like you are. Like, why is there even this thing? We're all working together.
Yeah.
So it's really a bummer to kind of hear that, and especially when you're the one needing care, and on the backside of your head, you're probably thinking like, "Oh, these guys are freaking arguing, and maybe I'll lose my life because they don't want to agree on something."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's dude, but just egos, man. Bunch of egos.
Egos.
I have a question. Let me know if this is too personal or not. Because I know my cousin works as one of the operators for like the
like 911.
Yeah, like the and they go through training to, if like say like a family member calls, you go through like a similar thing, or is it do they have something like that where God forbid if you show up on a call and it is somebody like a family member or like a personal friend, do they train you to deal with that situation?
Not really like the situation at that time, but they do have like post-traumatic stress type things where like if you were to come across that situation, you can easily call this number and go to like counseling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which like 911 dispatchers, I feel like I don't think I would be able to do that because like you're just over the phone, like you can't do anything except like talk to them over the phone. Like that sounds torturing, dude. Like I don't think I'd be able to do that. Like they do have training where they can like talk to family, like say someone's in full arrest, like they can over the phone they'd be like, okay, well this is how you do CPR, blah blah blah. But like, dude, no one's gonna pay attention to that if like they have a family member on the floor and like they're trying to call 911 to get help. Like I don't know, that's super stressful. I think being like a 911 dispatcher, but yeah, I mean they have like or counseling type stuff to do afterwards if you need it, like if you were to come up like on a family member or a friend or whatever.
Cool. All right. Well, there's a lot of training that you can be exposed to. I have a video that I want to show you guys, just in case you're choking by yourself. This guy made a video. I found it on liveleak.com, and it's freaking hilarious.
Hi, I'm Jeff Freeman, and I am a firefighter and paramedic just north of Denver, Colorado. I've also been a basic life support instructor and CPR instructor for the last 22 years as well. I've noted over those years that there is no real effective means for somebody to rescue themselves should they be choking and nobody is there to help them. So we came up with something that actually works pretty well here. Now the maneuver you're about to see came from the years when I was a boxer back in the 80s, and it was actually something my coach taught me in order to toughen up my abdominal muscles. Figured that there was a better use for it, so I applied it to my years as a paramedic. So let's take a look here. You get down onto your knees, right? This is a desperate situation. You can no longer breathe, right? So you get down onto your knees and get into a push-up position.
Here we go.
I'm on my fist right here because I have a fused right hand from my boxing days. So actually what you want to do is get into this push-up position and let your arms go in a northward way, right? You want your arms to come out completely from underneath you, landing upon your chest and belly, just like this. Now go ahead and show you the maneuver.
Oh, man.
Now, if you heard that there, you could hear just how much air was moving northward. And that should be enough to dislodge just about anything that's lodged in somebody whose airway is 100% of field.
Oh, he only does it once, but I want to read it.
Maneuver. Now, if you heard that there.
Yeah, we can also hit ourselves with the guitar in the chest too.
Oh man.
So you guys
never
are
choke alone. Like,
well. First step of that, like as Kyle pointed out, was make sure you don't have any shoes on.
hey, but see, if I'm in the push-up position, my stomach's already touching the ground, dude. Like, there's no air movement there. Like, I'd have to start on like the edge of the bed and just fall forward.
Dude,
you know?
I've actually heard this story of a guy in that same situation. He was like by himself and choking, and what he did was it got like a running start, dude, and just like jumped in the air and just like belly flopped onto the floor, and it worked.
Really?
Yeah. So if you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Mistake number one is running. I try not to do that. Jumping would be the second one. Like, you know, I'll just make sure I chew well.
Yeah,
know?
there you go. Just chew your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 chews per piece of meat, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Turn it into a paste.
Oh man.
How many of your calls are choking? Or
dude, if I ever do get calls, it's like either after they've
like
already
lunchtime, evening, or what?
Most of mine were like lunchtime meals. No. You know what? No, they were like a late lunch, early dinner meal. The bigger meals, I think.
Well, it's just regular dinner for old people.
Oh,
like
yeah, that too.
3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
They're in bed by like 7.
Well, they know how to digest their food correctly.
Right.
Right? You're not supposed to eat too late. That's what I heard.
That's true.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Here's another rap video, or here's a rap video that these two EMTs made.
Have you ever thought about a rapping career?
I did. It didn't work out too well.
Fast forward.
Nice.
These guys got immediately fired afterwards.
Sit back with these bags, with these drops and these bags. With my backboard to easy, my dagger and cat. I'm ready for drama, I'm ready for drama. I'm not just a chauffeur, an EMS worker. If you call me when you get sick, I'll show up at your door dressed as a paramedic. The knowledge and skills that I use from my head that could possibly help bring you back from the dead. I'll start asking questions, don't act like a goof. There's a rhyme and a reason, so just tell the truth. You'll probably need oxygen. I'll put a mask on your face and help cook your breath just in case. Also, these stickies are state of the art. They allow me to take a picture of your heart. I'm only human. I'll do the best that I can. With the info I gathered, here's my plan. Help in an emergency. You call 911 and there I'll be. In your house, on your street, in your community. A paramedic is what I be. I can help in an emergency. You call.
Oh my gosh.
I have seen that before. I think it's like a Canadian company.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think.
Freaking leave it up to the Canadians. Well, it might have been because I was on this this, what is it called? It's called Just for Laughs Gags on YouTube, and they're like this comedy site that, or there's like a TV show that they do, and it's in Canada, but they do all kind of weird pranks like on the citizens. And
Yeah.
you could just, it's weird. Like it's weird to think that they're.
Don't worry, I'm back.
Yeah. Hey, welcome, Kyle, to the show. Back to the show. Hey. They have this this different comedy that they kind of play on their their citizens. I know now, like in America, shoot, try doing some of these stunts here, and you'll get sued like right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Have you made any deliveries?
Not in the field.
No.
Just that one in the hospital.
Imagine me like. There's this other one too where they're helping this guy. He crashes his bike and goes out. Watch the reactions on these people as they help take their helmet off. There's Joey.
Oh my god.
The guy's like, really? Really? But,
that leads to the next question then. Has there been any calls that you've been on that... I know during the call you're not going to laugh, but afterwards you just kind of couldn't not laugh about it?
Yeah, there have been a few. Got a lot of, like, trannies that their name would be male, but they want me to consider them females. And then, like,
so, like, what? They're sitting there like, oh,
like, just,
shoot, my balls hurt.
No,
and then you're like, my name's Kevin.
Yeah, dude. And it's, like, super just, like, bulky. Like, there are always big people, and I was like, okay, you're not a female. And, yeah, they would get, like, offended if I saw their name, and like, oh, Mr. blah, 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 like, Mrs. Oops. Like, they would get, like, super mad.
Orange County?
Those were, like, mostly in Palm Springs, man. Those and, a lot of, homosexuals as well that are just, like, super flamboyant in Palm Springs. They would be really interesting, definitely. But, yeah, I had to, like, stuff that I would say, like, if I'm going to start, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna poke you real quick, and, like, I'd feel kind of weird saying that to me. Because they would look at me and be like,
great.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Like, that works?
Yeah.
2-in-1.
Yeah, so I really had to work on, like, my delivery as far as, like, what I would say, how I would say it. But, yeah, there's some interesting people out there, for sure.
I'm going to inject you with a needle.
Yeah.
What have you been hired for, like, any sort of, like, events? Like, if there's, like, a big event somewhere and you were to, like, say a concert or something like that, have you ever done anything like that?
Have I done? No, actually I haven't.
It's all been on the streets?
Yeah. I have done, like, standby for, like, when I was going through paramedic school, that Ben Clark Training Center, they also have a police academy there. So I did a lot of standby for, like, the police fit testing stuff, and that was pretty interesting. We actually got a lot of people that went down, because they actually worked them pretty hard. But yeah, other than that, like, the company I work for, we have, like, I don't know, pretty much just, like, contract saying that if they're, like, natural disaster were to go down, like we would be responding to it, or would be available to respond to it, and like I'm on that team, but I haven't been like deployed for that yet, ever. But yeah, other than that, I haven't done any like big events or anything. I wanted to do Coachella, AMR, like they'll hire part-time people for like just for the weekends because they need extra hands out there, but I didn't really do that. I didn't sign up for it.
You know Andy from Hoopa Valley? She's a EMT as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
I think she posted something about working out there and,
oh, really?
and doing it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I haven't talked to her in a long time. I think she's going through paramedic school right now. Or maybe she's done.
I'd have to imagine something like that would be exhausting, you know, just with all the people, just all the
hippity-dippities,
dehydrating. And,
dude, my buddy worked it last year, and all these songs about Molly, I guess, got it pumped up, dude. He's like, dude, I ran so many people on Molly, like they're just crazy, like just the way they act, like
just popping pills.
Yeah, dude.
So what is so that's something big in the field right now, or out there
different
for
drugs.
the youngsters. So what is Molly?
Dude, it's like a mixture of like PCP and like I don't know. I've heard of like there's like three different things mixed in it, and I don't know. I've heard of it in liquid form. Like they'll put it like in their drink, like pour it in their drink.
The whole time?
No, not the whole time. All right, we just figured out we were muted for like the past like. Oh my gosh, dude, we're muted for a while.
Wow.
Great.
Hey,
Anyways, we're gonna go out with a video. You saw some lip syncing for a little bit, but that's okay. It was only for like 10 minutes.
It was just good practice.
Great. So as we said,
Just
we're
in
gonna
case
go
you're
out.
deaf.
We're gonna go out with a video. If you're good at lip syncing, here we go. Right here. Look at his face. He's so into it. It's great.
Oh my god.